Sorry.
Raphael.
I mean, honestly.
We can do this.
Come on, Raphael. Keep it down.
Hey, let's hear it. We're back here with Fireman Three Houses, our Verdant Wind Assassins only run. You know what's absolutely bonkers is we're already on chapter 7 of this game. I feel like we started it like a month ago. But we have been absolutely, positively tearing along here. And I believe today we were going to do a support theater day. Is that correct? Because we had Raphael and Ignaz's tea party that involved a number of people. Sure. So I denied Raphael earlier and Manuela, so we should go do those. But not before Leone and Ignaz. Why I chose that particular one, who knows.
Who's there? Oh.
Oh, I forgot to turn off the
Ignaz.
clicking.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Relax. You're not interrupting.
You chased my bird off,
I'm
but
sorry.
I was gonna lose it anyway.
Training out here.
Bastard.
I sometimes come here to practice by
No,
myself.
it wasn't hunting,
It's
she
more
was
like a real
training.
battlefield, you know? Shooting the targets in the yard lets you train your aim and all, but the tension just isn't the same.
You're right. A real battlefield feels quite different. But if that's the atmosphere you want, I feel even more like I'm intruding.
Oh, knock it off. You're already here. May as well stick around while I catch my breath.
She can't just be an unstoppable lance machine, Ignaz. She needs to catch her breath sometime.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. Sorry to bother you.
You know you've said you're sorry about a dozen times since you got here.
Oh, I'm so... Ah,
It's fine. I guess it's part of your charm.
I wish someone would say that to me one of these days.
Hey, what's that bundle of papers? Oh, did you come here to paint?
What is with you guys and painting on paper? What the hell kind of paint is light enough?
I remember now. Someone said you're a great artist. You paint a lot, right?
yes. Yes. When I have the time, that is. I enjoy painting. It helps me relax.
Oh, well, that could be your thing.
My thing?
You were speaking earlier about what people
do you
having
mean?
their own things and such. Leonie was saying her thing was bowstrings.
Last time we talked about it, you said you didn't have a thing you were really amazing at. But if you like painting so much, it must be a skill you're looking to master.
My paintings are nothing but a hobby. Besides, I'm not that good. I never took art lessons. When I was little, I drew a picture for a young girl. The picture made her so happy that I decided to keep at it. That's how it started.
I don't remember that at all. That's very sweet.
So you're practicing your art to make other
Not
people
like I was
happy?
there. I mean, I don't remember him
Is
saying
it?
that ever.
Oh no, that's an overstatement. I must insist again, it's just a hobby.
Other people being happy disgusts me.
Even if I were to become a master artist, it wouldn't be a useful skill.
Aren't you from a merchant family employed by the nobles? I think it would be really useful there.
I'm not inheriting the business. My brother is. My father said that I'm to become a knight, so my art won't do anyone any good. At all. Ever.
Oh, Ignaz.
Yeah, that was like the real saddest way you could have taken that. I was sort of hoping Leonie would say something a bit more there, but obviously she's not responsible for doing that. But he voiced the similar complaints to Lauren's already as well. So, and I guess hobby. It is the crux of quite a great number of his supports, which is fine. I mean, obviously it's a big thing for him, but now and again I wish they would have. Well, I mean, he does have his other sports with other people are about plenty of other things. So I guess I shouldn't really complain. Speaking of Ignaz and Petra, why not?
Ah!
But oof.
Ouch. Ouch. Oh, my glasses. Where are they? Where are they?
Calm down, Velma.
Please
They can't
take
have fallen
my
far.
apologies, Ignaz. I did not have enough care.
That's okay, Petra.
And that's why I was also silent for
Have you
about 10
seen my
seconds after
glasses?
slamming into you.
Glasses. Yes. Transparent lenses for viewing things.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Your face looks different without the glasses.
Well, I dropped them. That's why I'm looking for them.
Are these them?
Oh, thank the goddess. I thought I might be in trouble there.
I mean, you just slammed into each other. Surely she would have seen the glasses fall. Well, I mean, she wasn't necessarily paying attention if she accidentally
You okay,
bumped into
Petra?
them.
You're not hurt?
I have no wounds. And you?
There's like a gaping slash in his side. I don't really know how it happened, but yeah, I'm hurt.
I'm okay too. Thank you.
That is goodness. How long have you needed the lenses anyway?
Oh, ages. I can't see without them. You've never used glasses, I gather. I guess you don't need them.
Basically, no one else in this academy does.
Bridget,
Apparently.
glasses are not existing. I think all of our eyes must be good there.
I kind of figured. I'm a little jealous, to tell the truth.
Inside the shadows, dangerous beasts are lurking. If you cannot see, you cannot live.
So bad eyesight means death? Bridget sounds scary.
You need to have sight for hunting, too. If not, you will starve until death.
Oh, yeah, lots of hunting in Bridget, right? I guess that requires good eyesight.
I wonder why eyes would change and need lenses.
I was just trying to think about that myself, actually. I was like, why do we? I guess there's a lot of, I presume the need for them has always been around, but probably it's been exacerbated by the fact that we're always doing reading and looking directly at boxes that shoot light at us. So I suppose if you were in an area that required sharp eyesight like Petra's homeland tends to, there might be more people with better eyesight. I don't actually know if there's a genetic link between eyesight. So perhaps if it was so necessary that you all have good eyesight, people without good eyesight would die and not propagate if there is a genetic link. Nevertheless, Lysithia and Raphael, why not? Raphael, I think that's going to have a whole bunch today.
So heavy. I think I might have borrowed one too many books this time.
Your strength set's coming along all right, Lysithia. I think you can handle it. Or just make a few trips.
And I have to return them at some point.
Plus, couldn't you levitate? Never mind.
What's going on? Everything okay?
Just my luck.
Lysithia? Oh, wow. Look at the mess you made.
Thank
I
you
really
for
messed
this.
that up, huh?
I can take it from here.
Were you planning on carrying this much weight on your own? Don't be ridiculous. You should have at least asked for help.
They're all books I need for my studies, and it's my own responsibility. No need to involve others.
I'm happy to help you carry some of them. How about half? That's fair, right?
No, really, I have this. I am not incapable, and I'm not a child.
You're the one who keeps bringing up that word.
As smart as you are, you sure are a silly person. I'm so tough. I'm gonna stand my ground. I don't need help from anyone. And when things don't go my way, I'm gonna act all sad and moody.
You are remarkably talented at channeling.
I was going to say, sounds just like her. I'm pretty sure she said those exact words to me last story mission.
Huh? Oh, no. Sorry. I was imitating my little sister. Her name's Maya. She's way smart, but she can be pretty stubborn. You remind me of her. What I mean to say is that I want to help. So swallow your pride and ask. I'll be carrying the stack of books now.
He was
Got a
completely
problem with
blocking her in that shot.
Yeah. You seem obstinately determined to go against my wishes.
All right. Is this a good spot to drop them?
Hey, what are you doing? They need to be stacked neatly, otherwise they'll topple. This one needs to be rearranged, otherwise the rest will
Yeah,
be
Raphael,
toppled.
look at the one she's clearly indicating with her body language and hands.
Wow. Talk about picky.
You're the one who was so insistent on helping. If you're gonna help, do it right or don't bother.
Fine.
Aw, poor Raphael. I suppose she has a point there, but you still, we could chill it out a bit, couldn't we? Ignatz and Claude. This one that's totally normal and not weird at all.
Hey, Ignatz. Getting lost in your imagination again?
No, today I am praying. I'm hoping that if I pray with all my might, she will appear before me.
The goddess, you mean?
No, Nicki Minaj.
Yes. Perhaps it's strange to think about such things.
Nah, you're fine. If I had the chance to meet the goddess, I certainly wouldn't say no. Especially your version of the goddess, huh? A total looker, isn't that right?
That's a disrespectful way of putting it. I just believe that she's a
Shut up,
divine
Claude.
being. She'd have to be, considering how she mesmerized the people of Fodlan when she walked among them.
You sure they weren't mesmerized on account of all the magic she was doing?
Too true. No doubt an incomparable beauty, that one. Funny to think that even now she must be somewhere, right? Well, I guess she's just floating on a cloud or whatnot.
Yes, indeed. Watching over us from above. And they say that someday she will return to walk amongst us again.
Well, don't mind me. You go ahead and get some good praying in. If the goddess appears, you let me know, okay?
What? No. If she does appear, I want it to just be the goddess and me.
It'll be way better if I'm there too. I'm saying this.
God,
for
he's
your
serious.
benefit, Ignatz.
Why?
Imagine an incomparable beauty standing before you. Do you really think you'll be able to remain calm?
Well, that is to say...
But if I'm there, I can smooth things over. Have a nice chat, invite her to tea. everything a goddess deserves.
Yes, I'm sure goddesses are super fond of tea. But also, Igos, you could just say yes and he'll leave you alone. And then you don't actually have to do it if the goddess does appear.
Oh. Well, I suppose that makes sense.
I suppose that goes against your good and honest pure boy self, but it's Claude. You don't have to take him that seriously.
Of course it does. Now, get on with it. Pray like you've never prayed before.
Well, that was perfectly normal. Lawrence and Catherine, why not? I'm almost certain I would have never seen
Hello,
this one.
Catherine. A moment
Maybe
of
I
your
would have,
time.
but I'm not sure.
Oh, it's you.
Yes.
Even she can't stand him.
Sword you wear upon your hip. How did you come by it exactly?
Bought it. See ya.
I don't appreciate your tone. Are you implying I
Yeah,
sniped
what the
at
hell?
someone?
For someone so concerned with proper manners and stuff, really just walked up and sassed the most important knight in the place.
Not at all. But heroes' relics are typically passed down through the bloodlines of the 10 elites. You are descended from a noble family, are you not?
That's none of your business.
Actually.
Let's say I was a nobody, with no relic, no crest. I would still be me, wouldn't I? That's not to say lineage counts for nothing. It just doesn't count as much as how you lived your life and what you live for. Or, let's say I was descended from some noble house. Would that change how you treat me?
Yes, it would. To treat you differently from the common folk would only be appropriate.
You're so narrow-minded, tied down by foolish, antiquated notions.
But the nobility and the common folk are different. If the few did not have capabilities to set them apart from the many, then they would not be the few.
Gah!
Wow. You really think nobles are better
Yikes.
than everyone else, don't you?
I didn't mean to suggest.
You pay so much attention to people's lineage and status that you have no idea who they actually are. Even if I was from the prestigious house whatever, I would never associate with a blowhard like you.
You know what? I'm with Catherine there. Talking to him. He was way out of line there. And the fact that he genuinely would say that the nobility are the few with capabilities. He's not even, there's not even the slightest bit of coyness there. Jeez, man. Get it together, dude. Myself and Manuela. We've probably seen this one before, but it's funny enough. So why not?
Oh, settle down and stop with the knocking. I'll be there in 2 shakes.
How precisely long is a shake? I'd like a word.
Oh, dear. Professor? Is that you?
Well, which professor? I am a professor.
Just a moment.
Sure thing.
Oh, what should I do? I can't open the door in this state.
Are you asking me for advice? I cannot advise you on this one.
Well, you simply must quit oversleeping.
Yes, that's the problem.
Hold on. Where are my clothes? I can't even find my... Where in blazes is my underwear?
Again, this is not a question to which I have the answer. Ugh.
Oh, What is my dressing robe belt caught on?
Dressing robe? Never seen you wear one of those.
It's not even covering... Oh, Manuela. This will have to do.
No, I've got time. Please, you can robe yourself adequately before... Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just hold on a moment.
All right. Many moments as are required to have
Hello.
clothes. Oh,
Sorry
good.
to have kept you waiting.
No
So,
problem at all.
What do you want?
Nothing. What were you doing?
Excuse me? You had a reason for coming here, I assume.
Fair. Sorry for
I put
prying.
a lot of time and effort into making it possible to talk with you, you know.
Yeah, I put a lot of time and effort and property damage into it, as far as I could tell. Sorry.
No, you've done nothing wrong. Let's just say I'm not having a good day.
Well, good. I think it's fine to say that, because it seems to be true.
Actually, I didn't have a good night. Never mind. What did you want, anyway?
About last night.
You heard from him? The fellow from last night?
Yes.
What did he have to say?
He said, we will never go out together again.
Yeah, figures. Kind of saw it coming, actually.
Sorry about that.
That's why I came back to my room and went to bed. To get over it.
Yes, you went to bed to get over it, hence why you're hungover. I mean, oversleeping. Sorry.
Thank you for checking in on me. Was that all you wanted?
More or less,
Well then,
yes.
Good night.
Sorry. Sleep well. It's, noon, but sleep well. Poor Manuela. Balthus and Claude. Oh, interesting. Some alliance roots here. What's this gonna go?
If you need some extra muscle, count me in.
I'm going to the dining hall. Can this wait?
No thanks. Not much need for heightened security at the monastery. Well, most of the time, anyway.
Topical, Claude, and somewhat insensitive.
Ish, I can take a hint. I'm just trying to help you out. The way I see it, can't do better than cozying up to the Claude von Riegan, future leader of the Alliance.
You can get as cozy as you like, but I don't think that'll lower the price on your head.
Couldn't hurt. People trust you. They trust the folks you run with. I could use a little trust in my life.
Is that a euphemism?
So you're hoping this newfound trust will trick more people into lending you money? Yeah, count me out. You know, fighting debt with debt won't work, right?
Just as well. If you mess up leading the Alliance, their plan's a bust anyway. So count me out, pal.
Ouch.
By the way, Claude, are you really the heir
On
of
both
House
sides.
Riegan?
Yes?
Further ouch.
That's my current understanding, anyway.
Addendum ouch.
Why do you ask?
I've never heard any talk of the last Duke Riegan leaving a son behind when he died in that accident. Duke Oswald the Old. Your father? Tall tale if you ask me. And if that's not the case, then who exactly did you get your Riegan blood from?
Look at you figuring things out all by yourself. Sorry to say the true story isn't all that interesting. I was born to an offshoot of House Riegan. When my crest manifested, I was accepted into the ruling bloodline. That's all there is to it.
I think that's more or less right, isn't it? From what we know.
Nice try, but I'm not buying it. House Riegan produces dukes and leads the whole of the Alliance.
Because his mom is his lesser connection. Like his House Riegan connection. She was like a lesser duchess or something like that. Oh, I always get it all twisted in my head with the families. And she went and married someone from beyond the locket, if you will.
Not having an heir is a matter of life and death. Any relative with a crest would be accepted immediately. But no one even knew you existed until fairly recently. It's fishy, Claude. Remarkably fishy.
I think I've finally figured you out. You're working for Lawrence, aren't you?
That's actually a superb
Here's
guess.
what it really can't work out. Duke Oswald's only daughter, Tiana, whatever happened to her? I met her a few times when I was a kid. She was a great lady. Real looker, too, let me tell you.
I see your mind was just as pure when you were a kid as it is now. How'd you even cross paths with her?
As the legitimate heir of a minor noble house, I got a pretty decent glimpse into high society. Lady Tiana was something special. The stuff of dreams, really. And one day, she just vanished. Poof. Gone. I'll never forget hearing about it.
Wow. So you've had a particular interest in older women since way back when. Sorry, go on.
Superb changing
My
the
old
subject and
man
then
told me
changing
I
it right
cried
back.
Buckets. Even Holst lost it.
Holst? As in Holst the Indomitable Alliance General? Huh. I never knew that.
Yeah. And after a while, I heard a strange
I have an
rumor.
idea of where he's about to go with this, and it's sort of something that, sorry, I probably got all the details wrong with respect to Claude and his lineage, and most people's characters' lineages, because especially the three House Lords, I always get everything they have with them backwards. But there's some implication, I don't know that they ever explicitly say, that perhaps Claude, being the sort of schemer he is, did some somewhat sketchy things in order to secure him as the next leader. So if Balthus is about to accuse him of being responsible for her disappearance...
Some say Lady Tiana left to live in a far-off land. Once I remembered that, the rest fell into place.
So, okay, so he's supposing Tiana is her mother, his mother, is that it?
Right. Say, have you considered minding your own business? Isn't that enough of a handful as it is?
Ouch, Claude. It's pretty close to just basically saying he's right.
If you want to have a real discussion sometime, bring me facts, not a bunch of tired gossip. Deal? Anyway, Teach is waiting for me at the training ground, so I better get going.
No, I'm not. You can keep having this very interesting discussion that I'm definitely not watching.
Nice try, Claude, but I'm on to you.
That's what I was thinking. I don't think that would throw him off the scent at all. Claude's definitely a lot more shakeable in this DLC. Although it seems to only happen with Balthus, basically. He accidentally told Balthus his name when they were in the beginning of the side story, and just now he basically let on in a big way what his family situation is, or so it appears to me. Anyway,
Professor.
Raphael.
I was just going to come find you.
No, convenient.
Are you busy? I have a question about formations. I don't understand them at all. Are the speed of battle and the terrain connected somehow? There's too much to memorize.
No. Unless you're talking about actual formations of units. But if you're just talking about the battalions, they're just attached to each unit. It's very easy. You don't have to remember everything.
I don't? Then what do I have to know? I think I understand the basics. To start, you just...
And that's the basics, Professor. Yup, you nailed it.
Okay, I think I've got it. Thanks for the help, Professor. Brains and brawn. You've really got it all.
And, you know, I wouldn't say they're equal.
With your help, I should have no trouble becoming a proper knight.
I'd say you barely need my help. You guys are all wickedly good at learning things. All I have to do is click a button and you guys are like, oh, sure, I can throw fire to my hands. Why do you want to be a knight?
Huh?
I mean, I've been watching on your conversations with literally everyone else, so I'm sure this has come up in one of those. But you mentioned it's for your little sister and all. Because your parents died in an accident, they're basically the only one who can provide for your family. But sure, tell me specifically, so that I can stop pretending that I don't know
My
it.
parents were merchants of the Alliance. They died in an accident. That's why it's up to me to look after my little sis. I'm not great with bookkeeping, so I don't think I'd make a good merchant. I talked to Grandpa, and he suggested I become a knight. So I sold all our valuables and used the money to pay my way into the academy. My sis won't survive if I get kicked out. So I can't give up now.
Had you no other options?
I might have tried being a mercenary if I didn't have my little sis to look after. I probably shouldn't say this, but being a mercenary does sound like an easier life.
What's wrong with saying that? Oh, because you're talking to me? No, I don't care. It's probably true. Less responsibilities and all.
Mercenaries have no responsibilities.
Yeah, there you go.
And no one else to worry about. But someone's got to take care of my little sis.
Right.
So that's
That's
out of the
very
question.
death-defying kind of act.
Serving as a knight in a noble house is more secure. And you don't have to worry about dying, unless there's a war. My sis has been through so much. I don't want her to have to worry about me. Hey.
Understandable.
Do you have any siblings, Professor?
Not to my knowledge. No.
Then you probably think I'm missing out on my freedom, having to support her, huh?
I wouldn't go that far.
Working hard for my sister isn't too bad. Call it a burden, call it a challenge. If it makes my sister happy, I'm happy too.
Hey, at least you got someone.
You should ask your father to have some more kids.
I don't think I'll do that.
Anyway, that's why I've got to become a proper...
It would be an extremely difficult conversation. Plus, the dude's like 95,000. Well, good reason anyway. And good chat. Lysithia and Ignatz. Let's see this one.
Oh, hey, it's you. Going for a walk again today?
It's dripping with animosity, every syllable.
No, I'm on cooking duty today, and I have to head into town for some groceries.
All on your own? I'd better go with you. I'd be worried if you went by yourself.
No, please, I can manage on my own.
But won't you have a hard time carrying everything back?
Not at all.
Well, that's pretty rich coming from you earlier today, Lysithia.
Also, I may not look it, but I'm actually quite strong. I've been exercising every day.
You all have
You're
been.
right. You don't look it. Your biceps are a fraction of the size of Raphael's.
Lysithia, you should know better than any unit in this game. The size of your bicep does not affect your strength stat. Have you seen me? And my strength stat's the same as Raphael's, roughly.
If you start fumbling around under the weight of all the groceries, and then you trip and spill everything everywhere, look, I'm just saying that could be your future. It could happen. It doesn't look pretty.
Do you not have enough respect to just let him have to take responsibility for that? I know interpersonal skills aren't your thing, Lysithia, but really, you should know more than anyone how annoying it is to have someone treat you like you can't handle the most basic of things.
That's what you think of me, huh?
Yep. You're honestly a bit of a mess.
I see. If that's how you feel.
Oh, knock it off with the wounded puppy dog eyes.
Stop trying to wound him then,
As though
moron.
I'm some sort of villain in your story.
Stop being the villain in his story, you moron.
I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention. I'm just a bit sensitive, that's all. You're talking like you don't respect me.
He has to spell it all out for her. Raphael's right, you really are the dumbest genius in this entire world.
So now it's my fault.
It was always your fault, you moron.
You are. There's so much you're incapable of.
Not even worth finding synonyms right now. You're just being a moron.
You can play at being a mature adult, but it only ever complicates things. And that's exactly what makes you look like a child.
Oh, enough already! Would you just leave me alone?
Maybe I went a bit far that time.
This one time, I might have gone slightly overboard.
But he's so stubborn despite his ineptitude. I can't just leave it be.
Yes, you can. What will happen if you leave it be?
He's so foolish, constantly making a mess of things. Wait, but then...
No matter how much we stretch, some things are always beyond us. I think it's fine to be vulnerable and ask for help sometimes.
What he said to me before. To everyone else. Do I seem just like Ignatz?
Oh, no, 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 no. Ignatz would never bully someone the way you just did. No one thinks of you as being as sweet as him. Don't worry, you're fine. I understand it's hard for her. She's learning. Whatever. Seems a poor excuse, but Lawrence and Claude. Fine.
Are you aware of the most recent conflict within the Alliance?
Hello to you too, Lawrence. And you'll have to be more specific. The Alliance is always bickering over one thing or another.
Margrave Edmund is raising objections over the assignment of his troops to the Eastern defenses.
Well, good for him. A, that's House Goneril's job. B, you shouldn't need that many anyways. We're not in wartime.
If you please one noble, another will only gripe. No matter what happens, there will always be conflict.
That is just the kind of lackadaisical attitude that causes more conflict among us than necessary. Now, listen to me carefully. House Edmund may not hold much land, but the land they do control is quite rich. They also maintain a thriving port. Their influence is poised to rival even the most powerful players in the Alliance. Yet they claim they cannot spare a fair share of troops?
Is that what they claimed? All he said is he raised some objections.
Do you find it acceptable to let such an obviously unreasonable objection stand?
It's not as though the threat of Elmira to the east has proven all that threatening of late.
Yeah, I'm with Claude.
Such negligence! What makes you so certain the Elmirans will not attack us tomorrow?
We'll send the goddamn troops tomorrow. We got Fodlan's Locket. You know how hard that place is to breach?
If certain dukes hold back their proper share of support, it will only serve to weaken House Goneril's hold of our eastern flank.
Calm yourself. I am well aware that the financial situation of House Edmund is quite exceptional. However, what you fail to realize is that they're lacking in troops. They're not lying when they say they don't have that many to spare.
I didn't have that information, but I was backing Claude anyway, because Lawrence, you're being wildly antagonistic. That's mostly the reason I was trying to find points against you.
As it were, the Elmirans have been nothing but peaceful since we refortified Fodlan's Locket. And are you aware that Margrave Edmund paid the majority of the costs for those repairs?
Is that so?
In fact, it's largely thanks to the skilled craftsmen he assembled that the fortress is now so impregnable. I, for one, wouldn't want to attack a fortress as formidable as that.
I do see your point. If House Edmund has already made its fair contribution, then that is all we can ask. Very well. I withdraw my objection. But even the sturdiest fortress needs soldiers to defend it. If we continue to squabble amongst ourselves, it will eventually fall.
I believe Claude is well aware. Oh my god, the shadow of your hand on your own chest looks so strange. But I respect you having the maturity to withdraw that objection of yours.
Well. And here I thought he only cared about status. Still, if someone like him really came to lead the Alliance, it would not bode well for Elmira.
His level of dedication to the nobility is, in theory, it could be very, very good for the Lesser Alliance, but it could also be very, very bad for neighboring nations. Claude and Petra, why don't we?
This looks like an ideal place to take a nap. Only one way to know for sure.
I feel like I've seen like one of these maybe, but not most of them.
And there's a nice breeze today, too.
Claude?
Huh?
Why are you taking a sleep on the ground, Claude?
Is that Petra? Where are you?
She's gonna be in the tree above you, isn't she?
Were you up in that tree the whole time?
Oh, God, that scared the shit out of me.
Amazing. It is safe to take sleep on the tree's top. Why would you choose the dangerous ground instead?
Your logic is sound, I'll give you that.
I mean, only if you could tie yourself to the
How is
tree.
one supposed to get up there without losing the sleepies from the effort?
I do not know what is meant by the sleepies, but getting in the tree's top is easy, and you
Just
would be
jump.
using all of your energy.
We can all
So
jump
that
like
good
8 feet
sleep
in the
will
air.
find
We're
you
anime
up in the tree.
characters.
I see. That makes a certain kind of sense, but it's not as relaxing as a good ground sleep.
Give it some trying, and do not think with too much hardness when you return to the ground. Feel it. If you stop for thinking, your arms will get heavy.
That is way more thought than I'd hoped to give this nap of mine. But I'm not one to give up before even trying. Here goes nothing.
Oh, good luck, Claude.
I can do this.
I have not known a noble here who can climb trees. Is this a weakness of Fodlan nobles?
No, not a weakness. How do I? Yeah!
You should be quitting. It is a danger to be falling from such a height.
Yeah, well, it was only his first try.
I think that's enough for today. This might sound like an excuse, but we don't have a lot of tall trees where I grew up.
Oh, there is that,
This
I
is
guess.
all new to me.
You should take your sleep on the ground. I will take mine in the tree.
Yeah, there we go. Any giant eagles that come for you will go for Petra, and any bears that come around will go for Claude. You can share.
You won that round, tree.
That's really sweet. I'm pretty sure I've not seen that one, actually. God. And poor Pedro was trying to be so nice as well. She's like, oh, no, you can do it. Just give it a try. Oh, no, you shouldn't do that again.
For my behavior yesterday.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Yesterday? Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's been at least 4 months since she sees poor Claude.
Asking you about your family like that was pretty insensitive of me. No matter how curious I am, that's no way to treat someone. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. You weren't being insensitive. I just didn't want to talk about it. I don't spend much time talking about myself. Not to people, anyway.
If not people, then with who? Unpeople? Non-people?
In people.
Well, yes. I'm much more
Ex-people.
comfortable talking to anyone who isn't a person.
I was actually joking, but now I'm mystified. Who is it you like to talk to?
Dorte the horse.
Ah, of course.
That particular horse,
Dorte.
yes.
And does he understand what you tell him?
We understand each other. He tells me when he's sleepy, or when his stomach hurts, or if his nose itches.
Sounds like a complainer, that Dorte. But
That's all I
let's
can
table
tell you.
this fascinating discussion for just a moment. Now that we've gotten in some small talk, I'd like to know what you're hiding. You
Whoa.
are hiding something, right?
Claude,
Lineage,
please.
perhaps?
What happened to the apology for your decorum, like, 35 seconds ago? I know she said, oh, you weren't being insensitive, I just didn't want to talk about it. But A, you should see that she was clearly just being, like, modest or whatever. But B, she already said she didn't want to talk about that other thing. This is very, very close to that topic.
No.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If it's all just idle gossip, that's fine too. But if it's something silly like, my ancestors were cursed, therefore I'm cursed, you should know that I won't accept that nonsense. That sort of thinking is stupid, and that's all there is to it. Say your ancestors were thieves. Does that make you a thief, even if you've never stolen a thing? Of course not.
But people have burdens to bear from the moment they're born. My burdens are so big that I'm sorry. I can't discuss this anymore.
People certainly are born with burdens. She's right about that.
He well knows that.
But Marianne, don't you know that you can choose not to carry them?
Well, what if the burden is in your blood? It's a bit of a different story then, is it not, Claude? Anyway, interesting ones today. I'm very interested in all the ones we had today. Especially, and you know what, of those today, there were some really sweet ones. And some fun ones of seeing Lycidia and Lawrence, you know, grow a bit and start to get a bit further in their individual redemption arcs. It's always so funny because it's like, with Marianne, Lycidia sort of turned around and stopped being quite so grouchy, and sort of with Leonie as well. And even turned around a little bit with Raphael, but was still really vicious with Ignatz. But then at the end started to turn around again, you know, onto his side, or to see his perspective. But similar with Lawrence, like he was sort of starting to just like a modicum more of humility with Marianne and Leonie. And even with Claude, I suppose. But because we only got him to see with Catherine, he was a total dick again there. That's just the way of it. But really, the most interesting one, I think, so far today was Balthus and Claude. I really want to... I'm gonna have to keep bringing Balthus with him, because I want to see those. They seem like they're going to be very, very interesting. I love that they're using the DLC characters in some circumstances to build... Like, they're not just having all the supports of the DLC characters be about the DLC characters altogether. Like, with Hoppy, that's just sort of bound to happen. But they're also using this opportunity to get a bit more out of our base game characters, which is cool. Sorry, so if I understood that correctly, the noble who ran away to Elmira, who was Claude's mother, was this Tiana person who was Duke Oswald, the last Duke's daughter? Right, the last Duke that died was his grandfather. I think he's mentioned that before. That does track, if I've got that right. And we'll just turn this back up, and that's all for this episode, which is superb, because next episode is going to be the Battle of the Eagle and Lion, so I cannot wait for that, because, oh, it's the Battle of the Eagle and Lion. It's stress, it's competitions, let's get out of the way. It's just level is 13 for it. We have at least a few people who are over 13. I know I am, but most of us are just 12 or 11s, which is, I think for the most part, we've been about a level behind each story mission or so far, so. And we've managed all of them so far. How many times have we actually properly died? Was it only on the rigged mock battle? I can't remember if we died any other time. Anywho, that's all. So next video on the channel is going to be some more Ace Attorney Duel. No. I know what it is. It's the continuation of our Breath of the Wild DLC playthrough, the Champion's Ballad. Once again, I regret to inform you, I had some mic issues with this one because I recorded it a bit earlier. But previously on the Champion's Ballad, we had slain many battalion of monsters on the Great Plateau, each of which revealed a shrine. And this next episode is us doing all those shrines properly now that we have them all unlocked. So I can't wait to see you in that, this, the other, some other time. So thank you so very much for coming around. Hopefully I will see you around. Admiral's gonna be out of here now. Peace! I'm curious to see how this plays out. I'm just gonna play play this watchful for the moment. I see two getting into the car. They're looking completely in my direction. I'm not hitting the slightest, but unfortunately this is attracting suspicious. Is it really just two of them? Oh, perfect. I'm just gonna sprint after them. See you.